The talk today is on the effect of new radiotherapy departments on the accessibility of cancer patients to the nearest radiotherapy department. And the background here, modeling suggests that 48% of cancer patients should be treated with radiotherapy at least once during their illness. And previous studies indicate that radiotherapy utilization rates decreased with increasing distance or travel distance to the nearest radiotherapy department. And usually the actual radiotherapy rates are lower than the optimal rates. The aim of this study is to compare access to the radiotherapy facilities in 2009 to 11 compared to access in 2004 to 2006, and also to quantify the effect of additional radiotherapy facilities on patient accessibility to radiotherapy. The method, we collect data from the Central Cancer Registry and link the data to admitted patient data collection and radiotherapy data sets, compared the 2009 to 11 data sets to data in 2004 to 6. And in 2009, which is the current data we use now, we had 5 new radiotherapy departments in Lismore, Coffs Harbour, Port Macquarie, Orange, and Macquarie University Hospital. And we used GIS software to calculate the road distance from each residential address of the patients to the nearest radiotherapy department. And patients were excluded from the study if the nearest radiotherapy department is outside the state. The results here, this table explained here, we calculated first the road distance between each patient to the nearest radiotherapy department, and then we grouped the distance into categories, mainly 50 kilometers category, and we found that in 2004 to 6 we had 74% of cancer patients resided within 50 kilometers from the nearest radiotherapy department, compared to 82% in 2009 to 11, which means improved accessibility by 8%. And again, if we up to 100 or 99 kilometers, 81% in the old data set compared to 90%, 9% increase, and up to 150, this is like cumulative proportion of patients, up to 150, 85% in the old one compared to 95, increase of 10%, and so on. And also the average distance to the nearest radiotherapy departments reduced from 47 kilometer in the old data to 34, and the radiotherapy utilization has been improved from 26% to 29%. This, when we look, this is the improvement, but where this improvement has been occurring in. This map here showed the location of each cancer patients and the distance to the nearest radiotherapy department in 2004-2006. And if we look at this patient, at this map here, we found like 2 areas where red dots were more than the green dots. Red dots indicated like cancer patients, and green ones for patients who received the radiotherapy. So in this area, for example, in the there is no here. Okay. In this area here, this part here, we have found more green, more red than green, and the same for this area here. And if we look at the map in 2009 to 11, we found like the 5 new radiotherapy departments in Lismore, Coffs Harbour, and so on, improved the number of green dots, which means improve the number of patients who receive the radiotherapy. But again, how can we compare both maps together, I mean? This takes us to this map with the local government areas. And here, I calculated the difference in accessibility in each local government area from 2004 to 2009. And that difference, I called it improvement. And then I compared the improvement or the difference in the distance into colors here, colorful map. So first, this map contains the radiotherapy departments in 2004 to 6, which like marked by yellow circles, and the new radiotherapy departments marked by green circles, and out of the state departments, which red. I'm not sure what's the H here, but that's fine. It's totally messed up. Okay. The colors now. The light blue one, which this here, this area here and here, there is no improvement, and mainly also this area here and this one here. This one here, all the radiotherapy departments were located here in 2004 and again currently. So I mean, there is no difference because there is nothing changed in these areas, I mean. The medium blue, which is this one here, like improvement by from 1 to 49 kilometers in accessibility. And the dark blue, the improvement was from 50 to 99 kilometers. And if we look at the light orange here, the improvement is from 100 to 149. This means improvement in accessibility, which means improvement in the travel distance a patient can travel to the nearest radiotherapy department. When we say improvement, this means the distance the patient used to travel in 2004-2006 was reduced by, for example, 149 or more in the darker ones, I mean. And this one here, from 150 to 199 kilometers, and in this area here, from 200 kilometers plus. If we can, and again, okay. This summarizes this summarizes the findings here. With no improvement, there were 44 LGAs with almost 51,000 cancer patients, and the radiotherapy utilization was 28.5, and the improvement was 2.6%. And if we go further here till the last one, which is 200 plus kilometers in this dark orange area, which is this one here, we found that the improvement was 12.2% in accessibility to radiotherapy departments. And here the conclusion is the addition of the 5 new radiotherapy departments reflected positively in patient accessibility to the nearest radiotherapy department, and also on radiotherapy utilization, because it improved the utilization rate. And logistic regression showed that female gender, younger age, and shorter travel distance were significantly associated with receiving radiotherapy. The last thing, I go back to this here area, dark orange here, and if we look at this one here, because the maps, yes, this area here, we found this area previously there was no radiotherapy department in this area, and north of Newcastle until Queensland there was nothing in this area. So that's why the improvement was much, because we had like 3 of the radiotherapy departments in mainly in this area. which are here. These ones here. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gabriel. I love the combination of maps and logistic regression. Killer combo. Okay, time for one or two quick questions, randomly chosen. Over here, gentlemen.
It's on. Okay, Dr. Gabriel, thank you for that. One question here is, did you assess at all how happy or how satisfied people were with those distances? I mean, these areas here, people could drive for a long, long distance sometimes for very discrete, small sort of experiences. So it sounds like it improved the retention and compliance rates and things, but what about what people actually said about the better service?
We didn't survey patients because we just collected data from the linkage data. So we didn't survey patients to know whether they were like more satisfied or not. But definitely, if they save like 200 kilometers or plus each way every day for like 6 weeks, they will definitely be more satisfied than before.
Okay, another question down the back.
Thanks, Dr. Gabriel. My name's Stephen Manley. I'm the manager of the Lismore radiotherapy unit up the top of the state there. I'd be really interested to see what this data looks like a few years beyond the period that you've looked at. In that 2009, 2011 period, we just opened, 2010, and I guess just as a reflection, our case mix varies quite a bit as we grew and expanded. So not every radiotherapy patient could access our doors when we first opened, but certainly the utilisation has grown and grown and grown over time. So I think we've seen a lot more patients stay within our district rather than outflow. But the feedback we've also got from consumers is that choice not to have treatment at all has probably been the bigger change. Those that were going to travel or have radiotherapy did travel, but those ones that were 50-50, choosing to stay and have treatment, I think that's probably where the big difference has been with these regional centres. Well, thanks for the data, it's really useful.
That's good. Also, we are expecting updated data, and we can also analyze the data by yearly. So this means we can see the difference between 2009 and 2010 when we started, and then 2014 later to see the effect of opening radiotherapy department in Lismore. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.